Hello, and welcome to today's show. Are you stressed in case you lose a customer? Give me some hearts if that is how you feel some of the time. This video is part of the Which Creative Entrepreneur Are You quiz trainings, and you can, if you check the comment below, you'll see that there's a link for you to go and take the quiz. It's free, there's no charge, and you get to know what are your top 3 steps for you to be taking right now, and what are the top 3 mindset shifts for you to take in order to be able to take those steps properly. Now, this means that you can get to focus, you can get to ditch the things that you don't really need to be doing, and the ones that make your to-do list just like ever increasing, so you can get rid of those. So join me as I explain what this third mindset shift is, and for those whose quiz result is worker. So you'll come out as either a dreamer, a worker, a builder, or a leader, depending on where you are in your business right now. Okay, so do remember as well to share this out. In fact, let me just share this myself. There we go, and post. Great. Okay, and please share this out as well, and make sure to invite your friends as well. Who do you know that would actually find this of benefit too? Okay, so just by the way, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Una Doyle. I'm a business coach and strategist, and I worked with creative services providers such as designers, animators, photographers, videographers, copywriters. And through my business, Creative Flow TV, I help them to confidently and profitably stand out from the crowd, get to do creative work that fills their hearts with pride, and do all of that without having to sell the soul or kind of give up the whole life. Okay, I'm also the host of the Courageous Creatives community, which is a brand new Facebook group where you can learn actionable strategies, you can collaborate, and you can contribute. And I'll pop the link for that as well in the comments afterwards, or you can just search Courageous Creatives community. Okay, so what is this third mindset shift? Well, what it is it's moving from dependence to independence. And that might seem a bit obvious. Nobody wants to be dependent on clients, or like maybe if you're a freelancer, you might be over dependent on, one or two agencies that, tend to employ your services. But the thing is that it's interesting. We can have a mindset of dependence where, perhaps you've heard of people who are codependent. Maybe you know somebody, right? Pop a 1 in the comments if you know somebody who is in a codependent relationship. I have been like this in the past myself. So this can actually translate into your business as well. It can spill over into that, where there's actually a kind of safety, or a perceived safety. There's a knowing of who it is that you're working with and what they're like. And you might even think, better the devil I know, even if they're not your ideal customer. So you can kind of fall into this dependence. But the trouble is that over time, as you are kind of more dependent on people and you're not shifting away from that, then that actually can cause you to feel a bit resigned, perhaps even resentful. And it can definitely cause stress where, if that client goes, then you're like, oh my God, how am I going to pay the bills if they go? Because that's such a big chunk of my earnings. And the trouble is that will probably lead you to over deliver. And if you're over delivering and perhaps even undercharging them as well, if they've been a long-standing customer, that can happen, that you've never put your prices up with them, and you might be working with them 5-6 years later and they're still charging the same prices, but it costs a lot more to live now. So this is a situation that people can be in, but you can feel mistakenly, but I can understand why. It's kind of logical that you would think, well, okay, if I'm going to be dependent on this client, I better make sure that they're happy. So I'm going to do what they tell me to do. And that might be killing your creative soul. You might know they need to do something else. You might know that maybe they're taking the wrong tack, or, maybe because you're going to be giving off a kind of vibe and energy of you're in charge, rather than you being in charge, rather than it being a more collaborative partnership. Okay, and that leads to clients perhaps taking advantage, or perhaps not even valuing what you're offering so much, which actually could bring about the very thing that you don't want, which is losing out on that client. Now, the thing is that the real problem here is that you're too dependent on any one customer when your income isn't high enough, and or when you don't know how to get new customers on demand. So this, because if you were being paid more and you had enough clients who were paying you more, you wouldn't be worried about it. Because if you knew you could bring in clients, like, first of all, if you lose one or two or three customers, but they're all paying higher fees than what you're earning now, then you have that buffer. You know that you can make things work until you can bring those new clients in. And if you have a way of getting new clients, what I call your client attraction and conversion engine. And it's not rocket science, but what it is, it's about having the right elements in your business, including enough lead generation and a sales funnel, which is simply a series of steps that is going to bring people in. And the thing is that when you have that, you can shift from that mindset of dependence to independence. And that means you're going to have a much better approach when you are dealing with these clients, because they're going to be, you're not afraid of losing them. It's like in a romantic relationship. You ought never be in a romantic relationship where you are totally dependent on somebody else for your well-being, because it causes an unequal situation. Well, it's exactly the same in your business, really. So the solution is you've got to learn not to be dependent on any one particular customer, and you've got to put those elements in place to make sure that you have that independence, to make sure that you can bring in clients on demand. At the very least, you want to have a working sales funnel and consistent lead generation that is bringing you in a steady stream of your ideal prospective clients. And ideally, when you're at the right level, and kind of moving from worker to builder, which is the next stage, in the kind of creative entrepreneur types of business, then you actually want to be able to scale those sales. And if you're still at the situation where, clients come in mainly from word of mouth and kind of a bit of social media here or there, a bit of networking maybe, you're going to find it hard to be able to go, right, I know if I do these steps, boom, I'm going to get these clients in. And of course, you might not be able to predict exactly how many or exactly what the sales might be, but you're going to have a fairly good idea. And the more that you kind of run this engine, this client attraction and conversion engine, the more you're going to be able to be accurate when you are doing your predictions and your, sales forecasts and looking at the financial side of it. Okay, and look, it does happen. I mean, it happens in bigger businesses as well. One of the creative agencies that I worked in, I used to do PR, marketing kind of things for a big kind of multi-service agency, and they had this massive client, which was actually about 50% of the agency's income, and they actually, I don't know if I would say they became complacent. I think some people might have done. And they, they obviously valued this client because, they were such a big portion of their income, and they were very prestigious accounts to have as well. So it was very good for the reputation of the agency. But you know what? One day they got a call and the marketing director at this client had changed. And a new person came in, and that new person wanted a new kind of broom, as they say, and we didn't win the account, so it went out to pitch, and we didn't get the account, and they had to let staff go. So you now, obviously, for you as a, if you're a solopreneur, which you probably are at the worker level, you might have some business partners, you might have some freelancers that you're working with, but the thing is that you're in the situation where you just don't want to have that happen to you, where you wouldn't be able to pay all your bills if you suddenly lost that customer. So I want you to make that shift in your mindset first of, actually, yeah, this is a dangerous situation and I'm going to change it. I'm going to put in place the elements that I need to be able to bring my clients in. And I'm also going to make sure that, that this doesn't happen, because I'm able to bring those clients in, and I'm able to have that right mindset of being independent. Right, if you have enjoyed this and found this of value, please share this out so that more people can have it. Make sure that you take the quiz, and also if you want to, you can book a free consultation with me. I'll pop the details in the comments as well. See you soon. Bye.